Happy almost Easter, everybody. This week we are going to be caking the Easter Bunny's house, which is a carrot. My name is Lori and you are watching The Icing Artist. Now I could have made just like an ordinary vanilla cake, but I figured it is Easter. We have to throw some color in here somewhere with those beautiful Easter pastels. So to do that, I'm going to dye my vanilla cake batter pink, yellow, blue, green, and purple. Now I have showed you guys this technique before, but basically you're just going to take big spoonfuls of that colorful cake batter and spoon that into your cake pan, alternating through all the colors so that way there isn't like one big section of one color. And I'm going to do that exact same technique 3 more times because I'm going to be doing 3 6-inch round cakes as well as a 6-inch round half sphere cake. Gonna need a lot of cake to make this big carrot. Now to give this like a light marbly look, I'm just gonna use a skewer and drag that through, kind of crisscross and back and forth, making sure to go around that outer edge of the cake as well, and that's gonna give me a very light marble look, which looks amazing, by the way. Once those are baked, I'm just going to level off all of my cakes and reveal that gorgeous Easter marble pattern. Then I just dry stacked my cake, and that just means I stacked it up without buttercream, so that way I could carve off the caramelization on the outside, which is that like outside brown part that makes it look kind of burnt, but it's not. Either way, we want to get that off so we just have that beautiful color. And while carving, I tapered in the bottom a bit so it's kind of like a carrot. Layered that up with my white buttercream icing so that way when you cut into this cake, you're not going to see orange between those layers. It's going to be a nice, beautiful layer of white. Crumb coat that with my orange buttercream icing just to lock in all of those beautiful, colorful crumbs, and then gave it a nice thicker coat of buttercream because instead of covering this cake in fondant, I thought we would do buttercream because it can be kind of roughly iced because it's a carrot. I got it somewhat perfectly smooth. I mean, not perfect, but it doesn't need to be because we're going to be adding a texture. Just using a fondant tool, I'm going to drag that through my icing to create all those like little rough carrot lines. You know those lines on a carrot? They are not perfectly smooth. They got all these like linely indents. That's what we're doing. Guys, I'm going to be in Miami, Florida at Soflo Cake and Candy Expo on April 27th and April 28th. I'm going to be doing a big demo on stage. It's going to be super interactive, so I'm going to get you guys involved. I'm also going to be doing a meetup. So if you guys want to come and hang out and say hi, I would love to meet you guys. I will leave the links down below where you can find tickets. And if you guys use coupon code Icing Artist, all caps, they will give you 15% off. Also, side note, I would like to know where else you guys would like me to do meetups. Where around the world do you want me to come to so I can like say what's up, or maybe we can make a cake or something, so leave those down below. Now this cake is gonna have so many cute little details because it is a bunny house. You can get super creative with this. So for its walkway, I wanted to create like a cobblestone walkway. So I just rolled out my gray fondant and then used this like Wilton stone mold, and I rolled that over top of my fondant, and it gives this amazing pattern. Just cut out a rough shape and I glued that right to my cake board. For the door, I thought I would use my wood panel mold, so I did the exact same thing. And then once I had my texture, I used a large circle cutter and 2 small circle cutters to cut out my door and my windows, and then just kind of cut those to shape. Added on their little handles and then glued those to my cake. It was at this point that I kind of realized that this cake is starting to look a lot like SpongeBob SquarePants' house. But don't worry, by the time we are done with this, it's gonna look less like SpongeBob's and more like Easter Bunny, hopefully. Now, what bunny house is a bunny house without a little white picket fence? So I'm going to use the exact same wood mold except on my white fondant and then cut those into panels. Make one of the ends pointy and then just kind of assemble all of that to make this adorable little white picket fence. Then using my grass tip and some green buttercream, I'm going to create grass. I know, shocker, right? Like what else would I be doing with this tip? Gonna outline the whole border of the cake so we can start adding some of those details in front of it. And the next detail I'm gonna be doing, which I'm way too excited about all of this, we're gonna create like this little dirt garden so I can make him like a carrot garden on one side and a flower garden on the other. It is going to look really cool. For the little carrots, I'm just gonna use my orange buttercream and just pipe like little balls basically, and then use a #1 tip, which is a really skinny round tip, and add like the little grass tips on top. But on the other side, I thought we would do some flower bushes. So I just used a small star tip and created these like fluffy looking bushes. Then using my flower cutters, I cut out purple, yellow, and pink flowers in some different sizes, except I didn't end up using the big ones because the small ones looked perfect, and I just kind of scattered those along the bushes. I finished doing the grass along the rest of my cake board so that way it was completely covered in this like perfectly mowed grass. I got these little egg-shaped gumballs at the dollar store, and I thought this would definitely save me from making them from fondant and be more delicious. So I just scattered those throughout the grass because it's an Easter bunny, so how could I have an Easter bunny house without Easter eggs? And for the leaves that are gonna go on the top of our carrot, I just roll out some thicker green fondant, cut those out, and then I inserted some flower wire into them. That way they stand up nice and straight on top of our carrot, and then just kind of stuck those in randomly in different directions on top. Although after I did this, I noticed that the top of it also looks like the top of a pineapple, so we're not really getting away from the whole SpongeBob SquarePants house. But what SpongeBob's house doesn't have is an Easter bunny. To do that, I just made its body out of white fondant. I'm not gonna go into a lot of details about this because figurines take a while and I'm sure you guys just wanna get back to the rest of the good stuff. But I made him so he's like hugging a little carrot and his big floppy feet. I just added these like chops to his face, these little black eyes, and then his big Easter bunny ears. Cannot forget the cotton ball tail. Then I just placed him right outside of his house and I am obsessed with this. It's been so long since I've done a cake that had so many details that I could just have fun and dive into. Let me know if you guys like cakes like this and you want to see more of them. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to come back here again next week so we can make something else into cake. Bye guys, and happy Easter.